Surface areas and volumes. So we are beginning to talk about solids. We are beginning to talk about solids as opposed to surfaces. See, in the last chapter, we had studied about the area of a triangle, area of a rectangle, etc. etc. Let's talk about this. Suppose you are having a rectangle. We say that rectangle has got an area which is a product of length and breadth. How do we say that? See, let's imagine that you are here on this rectangle, you are facing this direction, and the rectangle is spread in front of you and behind you. This is one direction, and on your left and right in the other direction. So the space occupied by this rectangular shape is only in two directions, in front of you and behind you, on your left and right. So left and right is one direction, front and behind is one direction. So the space occupied by this rectangle is two-dimensional. So the space occupied in two-dimensional is what we call surface area, or in simple terms, area. So area is a space occupied in two directions. So how do we define area? Which is a product of the distance it occupies in two directions. How is that? Suppose this is the distance it occupies in one direction. This is the distance it occupies in the other direction. If this distance is L, this distance is B, then the 2D space it occupies, 2D space it occupies is called the product of L and B, which we call area. As opposed to this, imagine something of three dimensions, because any real object has got three directions. So one simple thing, a chalk box, or you can say a matchbox, or even a voluminous book. A book has got three directions. So how is that? Suppose this is your classroom, this is a wall behind, this is a wall in front, and this is a wall to the right and left. Suppose you are facing this direction, this is where the board is. Let us say that this is where the board is. This is the upward direction, this is the left and right direction, and this is up and down direction, and here this is the front and back direction. So, or in simple terms, we'll talk about this. Suppose you are sitting here, in front of you and behind you this classroom is extended, on your right and left the classroom is extended, above and below the classroom is extended. So the classroom occupies space in three directions. So the three-dimensional space occupied by a solid is what we call volume. Suppose this length of this classroom is L, this breadth of the classroom is B, and this height of the classroom is H. So it is spread in three directions. So the distances it spread are L, B and H. You know that the distances it spread are L and B, then the space occupied is the product of those two distances. Now it is spread across three distances, then the space occupied, this space is three-dimensional space, and the three-dimensional space occupied by this is called volume. And volume, just like area, volume is defined as the product of the distances it spread across in three directions. What are they? Length into breadth into height. So the simplest form of a three-dimensional shape is a cuboid. We call it cuboid. So the simplest form of a two-dimensional space is a rectangle. So why is a rectangle not a square? Why is a cuboid not a cube? We'll come back to that answer later. And you see that the two-dimensional space that fills by a rectangle is L into B. The three-dimensional space filled by a cuboid is the product of length, breadth and H, which we call LBH. Okay, this is the three-dimensional space. And what are other things we can talk about this in three dimensions? You must have done this. So from this corner to this corner, if you draw a line, this is what we call a diagonal here. The diagonal, this is length L, this is breadth B, means this distance is also B. So this is L and this is B. According to Pythagoras theorem, this is a right angle triangle, this is L and this is B. let me write this clearly. This is b, and this hypotenuse side is the square root of length square plus breadth square, which is root over L square plus B square. But here that can be extended from where to where. Suppose you are sitting here facing the board, on your left, sorry, this is a board, right? On your right behind corner, here is this. Suppose you are there, on your left above corner is this. Suppose the line joining this corner from your left to this is called diagonal of the cuboid. Diagonal of the cuboid. Before arriving at the diagonal of the cuboid, let's talk about the characteristics of this cuboid. This cuboid has got how many faces? There is a wall in front of you and behind you. There are two faces, and wall to the right of you and left of you. 2 plus 2, 4 faces, and above there is a ceiling, below there is a floor. There are 6 faces to a cuboid. So the characteristics of a cuboid, the cuboid has got 6 faces. Imagine that you are inside the class, and in front of you there is a wall, behind you there is a wall, to the right there is a wall, to the left there is a wall, above there is ceiling, below there is the floor. So there are 6 faces. Then the corners. Behind you there is a wall, right? The wall has got 4 corners, and then in front of you there are 4 corners. So a cuboid has got 8 corners. 8 corners. So 6 faces and 8 corners. So joining these 2 corners, you get a line. So that is nothing but the edge. Suppose you have a chalk box in front of you, you just try to have a feel of it. Suppose if you have a dictionary for that matter, so you see that this is one edge, one edge, one edge, one edge. So above there are 4 edges, below there are 4 edges, and connecting them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 12 edges. A cuboid has got 6 faces, 8 corners, and 12 edges. Edges are nothing but the lines running from one corner to the other corner. There is this corner here, there is the other corner here. This line running is called edge. Like that, there are 4 corners above, there are 4 lines running, and 1, 2, 3, 4 edges, 1, 2, 3, 4 edges. From the corner above and below, there are 2 lines running from above to below, and here also behind there are 2 lines running from above to below. So you get 6 faces, 8 corners, and 12 edges. A cuboid occupies a space LBH, and it has 6 faces, 8 corners, and 12 edges. So the other important points. See, we have just spoke about this. See, this is the length L, this is the breadth B, just like this. This is L, this is B. Then this diagonal length is root over L square plus B square. And this is L, this is B. If you try to join this line, which is on the ground, this is on the floor actually. On the floor, from the, you just consider you are sitting in your class facing the board. Behind you on your right, there is one corner, and in front of you on your left, there is other corner. The line that runs across this is called the diagonal on the floor. But whereas the true diagonal of this cuboid is from the corner on your right behind and the corner on your left above. So this is that. Suppose if this is L, this is B, on the floor this makes a right angle triangle, and then this will be equal to root over, this is L, this is B, this is L square plus B square. And imagine this line running from here to here, and there is a right angle line going up. So these two are right angle to each other. Then this line is root over this side square plus this side square. This side is actually root of L square plus B square whole square plus the height is h square. I continue from here. So the diagonal of a cuboid equal to root of L square plus B square whole square plus H square. Then what you got is root over L square plus B square whole square. This square root and the square cancel out each other. We will get L square plus B square. Next to that is H square. So the thing is, remember again, I don't mind repeating it. So one is volume of a cuboid. Volume of a cuboid is L into B into H, and diagonal of a cuboid is root over L square plus B square plus H square. What are the other things that we can talk about? See, the floor has got area. How much? The area of a rectangle is L into B. So now how many rectangles are there? You know that 6 faces, each face is a rectangle. This is L, this is B. The floor, the area of the floor is L into B. So you know that the parallel face above is the ceiling. If the area of the floor is L into B, the area of the ceiling is also L into B. So the two faces, so for a cuboid shape, I am giving the example of a classroom. The total surface area is what we are interested in. Total surface area. The total surface area is actually equal to one floor plus ceiling plus wall in front, wall behind. So wall in front plus wall behind plus wall on your right plus wall on your left. So how many faces are there? 6 faces. Each face has got area. Imagine here the dimensions of the floor. One end is L, the other one is B. It is L and B, L into B. So what area is the floor? The same thing. So floor and ceiling has got the same area. So 2 times L into B plus wall in front and wall behind are parallel to each other and they have got same area. See, this is B and this is H. So the area of the wall that is carrying the board is B into H. Behind you, the wall which is also having the same B into H. So the two areas is wall in front and wall behind is 2 times B into H plus wall to the left of you and wall to the right. To the left of you has got a length L and the height H. So L into H is this area and wall to the left of you will also have the same area. So it is 2 times L into H. So the total surface area of a cuboid is 2 times LB plus 2 times BH plus 2 times LH. If you take 2 common, so L into B plus B into H plus L into H. This is the total surface area of the cuboid. So far what we have done, the volume is LBH, the diagonal is root over L square plus B square plus H square, and this one, the total surface area is 2 times L into B, B into H plus L into H. So what is the most important thing? One of the most repeated question is the area, that is lateral surface area. Suppose in the class, what is that? Below is the floor, above is the ceiling. Leaving the floor and the ceiling, the 4 walls represents the surface area, that is called lateral surface area. So the floor is L into B and the ceiling is also L into B. Leaving L 2 times L into B is the next 4 surface areas. So leave the floor and the ceiling, you will get 2 times the area of this and 2 times the area of the right and left is called the lateral surface area. So leaving this, so for total surface area 2 times L into B, B into H, L into H. You leave L into B, you will get lateral surface area. So it is 2 times B into H plus L into H. And here you have H common, and 2 times you take H out, you will get B plus L. In other words, lateral surface area of a cuboid, lateral surface area of a cuboid is actually equal to 2 times H into L plus B, 2 times H into L plus B.